If you are familiar with indeterminate tomato plants, the type often found in a greenhouse, you know that pruning is a critical part of their management. But what about determinate tomato plants? Should they be pruned? And which type is best for a short growing season?
Hello, this is Stephen from shortseasongarden.com, and I offer tips and tricks for gardening in any climate, but especially in short seasons like here in Zone 3 in Eastern Canada. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, make a comment, subscribe to my channel and click the notification bell, and you can check me out on social media on Pinterest, Instagram, or Facebook at Short Season Garden. And don't forget to go to my website at www.shortseasongarden.com.
So, in case you are not aware, the two main types of tomato plants are determinate and indeterminate. Indeterminate plants grow indefinitely until killed by frost or disease. If staked securely and kept pruned to a single stem, they will produce cluster after cluster of tomatoes throughout their lifespan. The advantage of indeterminate plants in the long growing season of a warm climate or an indoor growing environment is that your tomatoes arrive a few at a time and you can enjoy them at your leisure. Determinate tomato plants are meant to grow to a determined height of 3 to 4 feet and theoretically produce all their tomatoes at once, which is great for canning or preserving. Many gardeners will leave the suckers on the determinate tomato plants, allowing them to bush out in every direction, producing multiple blossoms. The problem we have in cold climates, like here in Zone 3 where I live, is that the frost-free growing season is just too short. According to the Farmer's Almanac, I should have 105 frost-free days from June the 2nd to September 16th. Unfortunately, I live in a frost-prone valley and can't count on that. So, here's how I grow and prune my tomatoes. Regardless of the type of tomato or where it's being planted, it's important to pinch off the bottom leaves and plant deeply to help develop a good root system. It's also important to place mulch beneath the plant. And also to prune the bottom leaves to keep soil-borne disease spores from splashing onto the plant. As I demonstrated in my video on trellising tomatoes in a high tunnel, we like to keep indeterminate tomato plants to one single stem by pruning all the suckers. A sucker is simply an extra stem that forms between the main stem and a leaf. Since our determinate tomato plants only grow to a height of 3 or 4 feet, we would not have many blossoms or tomatoes if we kept them trimmed to a single stem, so you need to let the suckers grow, at least for a while. If you have a long growing season, as long as your plants are adequately spaced and the bottom leaves are removed, you probably don't need to prune your determinate plants at all. However, if you live in an area where unexpected frost can devastate in June and again in August, you simply don't have time for all the blossoms to produce good-sized fruit that is anywhere close to ripe in time. I like cherry tomatoes, but I don't want marbles for fruit on my regular tomato plants. That's why in late July I start severely trimming my determinate plants, cutting out newly formed suckers, trimming out many leaves, and topping off the plants, removing most blossoms that haven't yet set fruit. When I'm finished, the plants look like they've had a haircut. These cheap tomato cages don't work well for warmer climate gardeners who get huge crops of tomatoes, but I can get by with them as long as I carefully place a stake down through the top ring and drive it into the ground, well away from the plant roots. In early August, my determinate plants usually get another haircut. And then throughout late August and early September, I anxiously watch the weather forecast. If risk of frost is forecast, the determinate plants get covered, which would be very difficult with staked up indeterminate plants. If widespread frost is predicted, I don't take chances. I know there is nothing like a vine-ripened tomato, but if you're gardening outdoors in Zone 3, you know that tomatoes ripened indoors are better than no tomatoes at all. Better to ripen indoors than to lose the crop. Again, if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up and a comment, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you in the next video.